Hi there. Okay. Sorry about that. What about this one? Is it better? Testing. Hi there. Okay. I think it's better now. Sorry about that. Okay, okay. What about this one? Mm-hmm. Oh, so let me just go back very quickly. I am so sorry about that. So, I was referring to PSEI. Okay, so earlier I was talking about PSEI, and I mentioned that we need to expand our outlook to a yearly chart. And then you will realize and you'll discover that we are actually bound to retrace. 2018 has already given us that signal, confirmed by 2019. So, in case our global crisis around COVID 19 will not be resolved, there's a big chance that it will continue to dip. And there are two important points to check out here. Number one would be your 0.382 level. Um, so these are the two areas of possible bounce. Now, I will not be surprised if this year alone will continue and will dip as low as 5,000 level for the index. And then I really hope that by that time, this global crisis will already end and we'll experience some bounce there. Otherwise, if no solution is in place within this year, it could even extend to next year. And this MA20 line, I'm using a Bollinger Band for my uh, analysis as my indicator. So there's a big chance that if this breaks, the next one would be this. Okay. And so far, this is, if you are just to look at this candlestick, so the last one that has a major dip, of course, was this 2008 breakdown in price, right? And we are not far from experiencing the same hurdle here. This was a 47% decline in just 1 year. So, what about this year? We're not far from that. We're not far from that. Let me see. This was a negative 47% decline. And this one right now we're at a 22% decline. So we need to act fast. I mean, people in the field of medicine, World Health Organization, we have to act fast. Otherwise, don't be surprised, guys. Some more dips, some more breakdown in prices shall be experienced in the next months, or even it might extend to up until next year if no action is done. The crisis is starting to is starting to worsen. Um, in hold on. In the EU country, in the European countries, there are already a lot of cases, and now over the weekend here in the Philippines, we only recorded 10, and just this day it doubled. So, what are the chances of it doubling every single day? And what are the chances of a lot of people are actually already infected and are not just verbalizing or not going to the right um, healthcare facility to be inspected? Okay, so be extra careful. Now, going back, how does this impact the market? As you can see, guys, I already sorted our stocks, and this is so disheartening because look at that. I sorted the stocks from the number of trades with highest to the lowest, and then everything's red. So I think you will just hear me talking like a broken record tonight. Uh, I'll go through each one, okay? Breakdown in price. Same fate as the index. ICT is part of the index. So take a look at a monthly chart. I won't be surprised with I have to expand it to a monthly chart because I'm not expecting for this to bounce anytime soon. So I'd like to consider this as the next area to consider. 76.88. There's a big chance it'll even reach that low. MBT. If you don't mind, I'm going to expand my time frame here, unless you are a trader. But right now, just to give us an overall direction of this stock, I put it on a monthly chart. What do we mean by a monthly chart? That every candlestick that you see here is worth 1 month. Okay, so that will give you a clearer view of what's going to happen. So look at this MBT overall for since 2008 up until 2013, the overall direction of this stock is really on an upward trend. And then we reached a peak and then did some sideways, and I feel that this stock will just continue to dip. Okay, I feel that we need to check. Okay, first area to check would be this level. All right, 42.44. Ali, still at the you're still at the support area, but actually started to, yeah, it actually broke that support for the past 2 months. If you're to look at this, all right, so this is the resistance area. Each time that level is hit, there's rejection. And then because the overall trend of the stock is in an upward movement, the support is also in an upward direction. So the support area would be very near this level, and now it broke that. So I feel that it will not continue to dip for Ali. BPI. BPI, same story. We are now triggering the lower Bollinger Band, so expect some more dips here. And this is the area I want to check. There, 59.29. What we're doing right now is just a matter of measuring, so there's no question about a stock being on a bullish movement or not, but it's just we all know that almost everything is on a decline. It's just a matter of measuring where it could potentially revisit. So we just officially crossed the MA20 line, experiencing a breakdown in price. So that means we will also, you already had some signals here, by the way, on a monthly chart. While the price is around this range, your momentum is already declining. So Where could it fall next would be 117.55 or 117 level. Okay, so don't enter yet. AC, steep decline. So next thing to monitor here, 509 level or 517. There was a support in this range. So let us see if that area will also hold. Oh my gosh, JFC, what happened to you? GFC also on a decline. This is kind of expected because you already reached actually back in 2015. If you are to look at it, as we move up, our momentum is starting to taper down at 223, 213 level, because we thought that it will bounce. But with this triggering some more dips and some more declines triggering the lower Bollinger Band, we could even so this, I don't think it, I think it will surpass that area and dip some more. 117. There's this is the next area that I, now 122, that's fine. It might reach that level. Okay, so let us continue to monitor, but I feel that don't get in yet. Even for JFC, I've been a big fan of JFC, but just for the first time, I am not going to recommend. I'm not actually going to recommend anything for now. Look at that, nothing to recommend at the moment. Okay, but um, it, again, remind yourself what's your objective, because for investors, should you panic? Should you exit? I feel that personally, if you're an investor, this is, if you can bear not opening your account in the next few months, I suggest to not look at it for now. Look at that. Still on a massive decline even for URC. Okay, this is on a monthly chart, so this is the next area. There was a consolidation that happened right here, so I hope that we might see some sideways here first before it goes up. Meg is also triggering the lower band, guys, so this might not sustain. The next area to check would be 2.54. Okay, that's the next area to watch out for. SMPH. Oh, SMPH, remember this part right at this level? This was already our signal. We could have seen that, and now we're slowly triggering the lower band, so I feel that we might have some more dips again. And this is a little bit scary because look, it's very steep up there, and we don't know how deep it could go down. Okay, but in the meantime, let's take a look at this level. Conservatively, 29.78, 29.86, that's almost the same range. So let's check that out. This one as well, in a span of a month, the increase in price was just taken away by this month. So I have a feeling there it will go back to your 1.80 level for this stock. Okay, around your 1.85. So don't be surprised if it will just go back to its true value. MPI. So guys, I feel that So this is on a monthly chart. So we're not done with a month yet for MPI. So we'll see if this is going to be the same setup by end of month. If it is, then that is a good sign, because this could be an engulfing candlestick, and we ended within the Bollinger Band, so that could be a good news, right? But the month is not over yet. We don't know. This stock is still part of the index, and it might follow. Okay, it might follow the same fate as the other stocks. So just be extra careful. But if we have, and this is on a monthly time frame, if the setup is sustained for this stock, then that's a good sign, okay, of a possible reversal. For now, let me just put it right here. So at any time, maybe because I took profit, I was a little bit scared of what happened today. So I took profit at 3.850, and then we are already qualified for the dividend because today is the X date. So we exited today. Now, if the market gives me a chance again at 3.05, I think I can give it a try with just a very manageable position size. Sec B, stay away for now. Look at that, very obvious, because this, when it triggers your lower Bollinger Band, we are expecting some more declines right there, okay? We're expecting some more dips. SM. SM, okay, for the first time, if we are not able to recover, in fact, nothing to be surprised here, it has already given us some signs from way back, okay? So every candlestick here means 1 month. And back in January 2018, we were at the peak, and then while we were moving up, and we even reached another peak here, your RSI has declined in momentum, so not a good sign, okay? So with this breakdown in price, we've officially crossed the MA20 line, okay? So that is not a good sign. So there might be some more dips, and conservatively, I feel that it will go as low as this. Okay, guys, by the way, my time frame for all the charts or all the stocks I'm looking at right now is monthly, okay? Okay. I'm not very active in eToro right now. I am very active in options trading because it's faster, and I'm able to trade with lower position size, and I can take profit right away. Because right now, either way, U.S. market, Philippine market, as I mentioned earlier, this is to answer MNB 777. Don't copy me yet. I'm not in that level yet. You can copy Lloyd Bazaar. You can copy Money Grower. So those are the two that I can recommend for now. Money Grower especially. Um, I've seen his portfolio in eToro, and it looks good. I'm not sure if you guys are also watching him in YouTube. These are the people whom I've really monitored when I started my journey. Money Growers, Marvin Germo, Lloyd Bazaar. So these are the guys who have really positively influenced me in this journey. So thank you guys. I was able to learn from your videos, and yeah, just paying it forward now. Okay, so as you can see, I'm back. I'm back at SM. Hopefully someday MNB 777. I can be like them. Okay. Um, so I hope you don't mind. The time frame I'm using right now is on a monthly chart because I mentioned earlier this will give me a much clearer picture so that I will not be surprised if tomorrow it's going to be another red day, because there's a big chance that it will actually be another red day. Okay. But if some stocks will bounce back, I would say it's going to be temporary. The overall direction of the market is actually still very bearish. Okay, let's take a look at Bloom. Bloom just doing some sideways here, so it's triggering the lower Bollinger Band, so that's true. But we had a 4.10 as our long term, or yeah, 4.31 as our support level. Okay, so 4.31. ISM, oh my goodness. ISM, what happened to you? It's back to its original state. Okay, I hope it even stops there, right? Because there was a very solid support in this range. 1.32, that's the, crossing my fingers, that's the hard stop. Okay, also if you see, last Friday was the biggest dip, biggest volume among all the red days here. And then in today's market, there was a significant drop in the volume, because I feel that, I think people already know or feel that we are already reaching the long term, or yeah, the long term support of this stock. So it might just do sideways within this area, 1.32. Meralco. Meralco, you're already at the oversold level. So let us see if the 2.252, again, we're in the monthly time frame. This is going to be critical, right? Because if it dips, where could it potentially fall next? 219, 219.20. Or let's say 220, around that range. And also you're at the oversold level. And by the way, guys, we can stay at the oversold area for quite some time, so it's not surprising to experience that. Okay, so key areas to monitor: 252 and 220 level. JGS. JGS also triggering, look at that, on a monthly chart, triggering your MA20 line. So if it continues to break down, then the next possible area would be 49.43. 49.43. Almost the same area. Okay, 49.14. Okay, so it might revisit that before it goes up. Look at this one, we're not yet in the oversold level, so there's still room for some more declines. I'm sorry to say that. Oops. So we talked about JGS. What about fruit? Fruit back to almost at the same area. I will not be surprised if it will revisit the 1.19 again. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th month after, what do you call that again? IPO. Okay, so bad timing, bad year. AGI. Okay, still on a decline right here. Where could it? Oh, I don't like this. Can't see. Where could it fall next? Could be this. There was a support formed here. Okay. If that breaks, the next one would be 6.97. Okay, around 7.16. Okay. So right now, what we are just measuring are the depth of possible dip. Okay, so look at this monthly chart as well for DMC. But I think, well, we're already at the oversold area, but I feel that it will still continue to dip. Where could it go next? Interesting. Because the next area I see is 2.47. That's too deep. Because that's the next resistance that I see here. It actually broke this level, 6.43, so it might continue to decline. Tell. Tell, I think will most likely, I think Tell will have a different fate here. I have a feeling. Okay? Decline, decline in price, but your momentum is starting to build up. Okay? And you're already so deep. It has rusted for a long time since 2014. The sentiment was on a decline. So who knows? We might have a change of direction with despite what's happening here. Okay, but overall, just be extra careful because we don't really have that much volume yet. Okay, still on a decline here. All right. So what makes you busy, guys? I don't know what are your alternatives, given that most of our stocks are just bloody red right now. In my previous video, I shared like an actual trade, a live trade I did over the weekend, and you'll be surprised. You don't really have to trade big amounts right now because we need to be extra careful. And I know options trading is a bit riskier than the stock market, but if you're able to execute trades in that nature, then I think you will also develop that skill. So what's funny, I deposited, how much was that? $30 or $50? Either 30 or 50. Was able to um, double that in less than an hour, I think. And then I returned the money back to my credit card. And that amount right now on my account is actually 200% now. So that means the profit equivalent to my capital, I managed to double it. But it's just in small amounts. It's just to satisfy my desire to trade. So you just to execute the trade, you don't have to, play big amounts right now. So you can try out IQ option. I'm not compensated in any way, but just try it. If you're okay with that platform, go ahead. But with that platform, you're able to trade with even just as low as $1. So that's what I do every weekends. I trade in options, using options trading. I'm not sure if any one of you here is familiar with that. Is that with leverage? No, I don't. I don't use leverage there. Um, if you are to check my previous video over the weekend, I traded around $10 per trade, and then I didn't even have to wait for the time to expire. I just exit and sell each time I gain profit. So there, I think I was able to do, I don't know, to a 30 to 20 to 30 trades in just the span of that video, which is around 13 minutes. So I bet $10, and if I gain 1 peso, $1, I exit. So just play with the virtual money first before you try your real money. Lot size. Hi Paul. Uh, are you looking at IQ options right now? Which one are you referring to? What lot size? Are you referring to the amount I'm betting, or I'm you? Yeah, I have just $1 per trade. Sometimes $10, sometimes $5. Especially when I know that the position is really profitable. That's when I increase it to $10. But I don't wait. I don't wait for the time to expire before I take profit. I just lock in. Stupid trades, exactly, right? Um, and I just don't. Let me just show you how it looks like. Okay, where is that? Okay, let me just. You'll see a black screen for a while. Just 1 second. IQoption.com. Okay. Hold on, guys. I am just okay. Believe it or not, I got bored reading through all those stocks that we all know that they're all on a decline anyway. So I hope you're still I hope this still makes sense to you guys. Okay? Actually, MT4 standard account. Anong mga pinagpilian nyo, brokers? Um, I'm not very familiar with MT4. Is it the same as Investograms? So what I'm using here is IQ option. Oh, why is it showing black screen? Are you seeing my screen now? It's taking a little while. You should be able to see my screen. Sorry, it's just taking a little while. There, it's just late. Okay, so just in case you're interested, all right. So I'm going to give you some advices here, because it's already been, well, I joined this back in January last year, guys. Mind you, during the first few trades that I had here in separate occasions, I would normally deposit like $10 each, and then there were several instances wherein my $10 would be wiped out. But it doesn't hurt my feelings that much because with my $10, I'm able to trade like almost what 50 to 100 trades with just $1 each time. So that alone has given me enough opportunity to practice with just $10, right? But right now, what I'm happy about is that if I just follow my rules, and my rule would first, which I outlined it there anyway in my previous video, I wait for this. Um, Between the two, there's binary options and there's digital, right? And I would always prefer the digital because I can exit anytime. Unlike in binary, the movements, the fluctuations there will just give you very minimal amount. Okay, and like with digital, especially when this turns 95 and above, normally I would wait for this to show 99. Okay, 99%, because for example, just minor dip, or if it goes within your direction, you could right away take profit. And like with 87%, it takes like how many candlesticks for you to see a green. So this is what I was referring to. This is so funny. So I show $62 here, right? But my capital the other day, I only deposited 30, and within less than an hour, I already returned my capital, and now I'm just playing with my profit. Hi, cutie. Hello. What happened to this? Why is this highlighted? Anyway, so who among you have tried this before? Yeah, it's platform. Yep. Okay, so Paul mentioned that MT4 is a platform. So is it similar to this wherein you can actually trade within the platform? Okay. Just let me know. But this one, this is, I think, just my 2 cents of the situation right now. If I know we are all very excited, we there's this different feeling that you get when you start trading, right? When you are engaged in a position. So just to manage, of course, you can consider this. Let me try this. Just $1. Let's see if it will go within our bias. And this will give me $1. Ah, I hope it. Oh no. Don't go up. Just go down. So I'm very impatient. Sometimes I don't really wait. See? Oh my gosh. Go down. So I feel that we will lose this. I could have taken profit. So that's why. Oh, darn it. I could have exited. That's fine. It's just $1. So the beauty of you getting it, trading it with 15 minutes is that one, I could already have taken profit there. This is impulsive trading. No, don't be tempted. Yeah, and also via mobile. Yeah, I do trade via mobile using Nike Option. There's a platform. There's an app for that. Disregard what I just did. That was a very impulsive move, and I could have taken profit right away. So it just negated my tip, guys. So if you have seen that video, I had a 99% profit offering there. So wait for this amount to show 99, because that movement that happened there, I could have already taken profit, and that would already be around I don't know, $2. If you enter a $10 amount, that could have already been around $2 to $3 in profit. Okay. Um, see, earlier before I was $64. So I traded very early in the morning, right after I woke up today. I just felt the need, no discipline. But look at the profitable trades we had. So after I recorded that video, I also traded some more. When was this? Feb. Okay, so yeah, and also via mobile. Okay, so that's our first tip. By the way, guys, if you want to deposit here, you can deposit using your credit card. There's a BDO, Metro Bank, and Skrill. And yeah, it's still showing 87%. Okay, the leaderboard. So you just saw my first name there. Bias. I mean, stick to our rule. See, I'm not really very effective with trading short time frame. I would always use 15 minutes, and I use 99% practice. So by the way, if you create an account here, it will give you right away a $10,000 practice account. Okay, let me just go change this to 15 minutes. Okay, we're about to reach the 15-minute mark. Uh-huh. So I don't really, most of my trades, I don't change the price here because it's really just the, my objective is just the um, execution. See that? So, so by the way, one thing to also take note here is the time frame. For every candlestick that we have right now, that's worth 30 seconds for every candlestick. But if you want the candlestick to change for every time frame, you have to click this. So that, let's say if I go to 5-minute chart, the formation or the actual candlestick is going to change. But if I click, if I, let's say, choose 30 seconds and I remove the change interval automatically, then even if I zoom in and out, it's just the same. It is still using 30 seconds per candlestick. Okay, and also with digital, I'm using digital. That means I have 13 minutes to wait before this thing expires. Now, after this timer right here, which is around 30 seconds before the price actually expires, that means I can no longer add the trade, but I can exit the trade. Okay, made a mistake. Just going to dip. Okay, we're waiting. So at least I have some wiggle room here, right? So what's the downside of the 99% profit rate is that, look, this is already very high technically, but um, well, in this level, it's already 98%. But this one over here, we were only at 60 plus percent. Oh, wow. Okay. It's still Forex. You see, Paul? just to answer you, it is still a forex because we're still dealing with pairs. It's just that the movements here are faster, and you don't really have leverage. I think I'm not sure if I was able to answer you. We do not have leverage here. So whatever amount you put in here, it's a total risk. Your probability of winning is 50-50. Okay? Because if I say it will go down, and then in the next 15 minutes, if the price and even 1 cent lower than your entry price, you will win whatever amount, or 87% of whatever amount you have here. Okay, makes sense? So if I put in $10, what is 87%? So this one right here, I am expected, or I can expect 87 cents if this price level reaches lower than the price range or price, my entry price right here. So regardless, okay, now this one, even if it ends 1 cent higher or this much, it's the same. So it's a double-edged sword. At the same time, at least here you can really let's say I only am willing to risk, let's say $10 or $20, and it still requires discipline though, because what if you get wiped out? Because in this situation, $1 is your trade, let's say my trade. If I consume the $10 and I feel like adding some more, then that's on you. That's where discipline comes in. But if you say I will only risk $10 today, if everything gets wiped out, I'm done for the day. So that's the kind of discipline that you should have when dealing with options trading, because it's riskier, even riskier than the usual forex, because there's um, stop loss there, right? Here you have to manually exit or sell, right? So let's say it goes against your bias by 5-10%, then you manually sell. You cannot set your stop loss levels here. Let's try another one, because I think it will dip now, but I still have 9 minutes, so just in case, at least you have 9 minutes to wait. If it really, I will only lose 13 cents. So let us say I was able to enter here, and I know that it will go down, because this, let's say this is really a no-go. I mean, it's a sure loss. So I would find another entry so that it will just balance out. It will just yeah, reduce my possible loss. That's how I do sometimes. Is there a margin call here? Margin call. Are you referring to your stop loss levels? Hold on. So I had to refresh myself on what the meaning is. Margin call is a demand by a broker that an investor deposit further cash to cover possible losses. No, there's none, because whatever you put here is the amount you should have in your portfolio. Okay, you cannot borrow money from them. So that means it will not require you to add some more, because you're only betting for a fund that you already have in place. So see the beauty of using a 15-minute chart. Sometimes it revisits your, let's say, um, this level, and I could have already ended or exited that, right? And this one, it might even end within this range. So my loss right now is 0.13. It depends on your game. You can either um, enter here again and then take profit here. So it really depends on your call. Eventually, you will have different combinations in your trades here. Sometimes, if let's say I put in a lower, I bet on a lower position here, and then it negates, then I would very near this range, I would put a higher. So that means either this and this, I will still win. Does that make sense? Actually, this one. So we'll see. I'm just making impulsive clicks right now, but go ahead, use your own trading strategy. But at least this is a very good workaround, just so we still are trading even when the market is down. Because these are movements by the second. Is this hi Duotista? Is there a margin call here? No, okay. So I'm not sure if this is the first time you guys are hearing this. I bet a lot of you are already expert traders or full-time traders here. And where are you guys from? So, well, I'm here in the Philippines, and right now it is already, wow, 2:24 a.m. But I just arrived. Just this is my daily rigor. I try my best to really be exposed to the market, do some trades, um, just so I can make sure that I'm exercising the you know the trading strategies that I have. Oh, you sure you're Cavite? I'm from Cavite too. I think some of you guys already know that. IQ option or eToro? Right now, IQ option. I have a bias there. I don't have able to see are you have deep pockets, not me. But I'm very happy with how my trades are resulting here in IQ option. I think my learning curve has already reached a mature level here. I started my IQ option journey back in January last year, not this year, last year. So it's already been a year here. So I know I already somehow have assimilated in the digital, particularly the digital piece. And what's good about this is that every weekends I can still trade. There's out OTP, OTC, which means that there's still digital. We can still have digital trades even on weekends. So if you want to trade during weekends, you can. Yes, sir. Cavite. And I travel 2 hours to and from work every single day. Patience is the key. I can't afford to be a full time right in this stage of my journey in the stock market. I can't compare myself to the more tenured and more experts. That's why we're doing this every day, because we want to achieve that level. So you guys, not really either this or the three. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. Wow, I miss Pinas na. Alala ko 3 hours biyahe nun. Cavite, Makati, Makati. Are you saying 3 hours consolidated? The traffic condition is worse now than before. Your trip could be, it could reach 3 hours per trip. So that's how congested the roads are right now. My goodness. Um, Hold on. This is exciting. Let me see. I hope it goes higher than the green. Either way, we are still on a. All right. We're able to win 2 out of 3. Okay. Still at 987. S like Skyway Works is a pain. Yeah. Uh, is that an ongoing construction works that's happening in the Skyway? So right now, at least one thing good about Cavite is there are different routes. Uh, I sometimes take the Cavitex route and it's faster, and then we just ride a bus from PTEX, and it's just one long ride, right? Would ask my husband to bring me to PTEX, and then I just ride the bus because it's more expensive to bring your car from Cavite to where I work. So at least we're a little bit cost efficient in that sense, halfway. But if I go on a mid shift and go home around 11 in the evening or 12, then that's going to be super fast. Like I left the office around 11 in the evening today, and I arrived at my place at 12:30. Yes, Film Invest also in Sukat West Service Road in Alabang. What are they building? Are they just the Skyway, or are they extending MRT? At least there are works happening, right? I'm sure when these things or these roads are done, it will alleviate the traffic condition. Yep, it's been like for us here in Cavite area, the PTEX has been very, it's been very helpful. Um, you're safer because before I used to wait for the bus just in front of Baclaran area or Jollibee's, you know, just near Coastal Mall. There's a Jollibee there at the corner. That's where I would wait for a bus. And scary because sometimes the bus are very, they are not careful, even if there are commuters on the road. So scary. At least with PTEX, you can, you're safer. At the same time, if you try to visit the area, it's like a mall, and if there's so many establishments there now, and people are already patronizing it. Unlike before when it was launching, there weren't a lot of commuters in PTEX, but now I think everyone's enjoying it. It's like an airport. So for Marco, I think you're not in the Philippines. You gotta try that when you visit the country next. Okay, so Skyway extension. So just hang in there, Juotista. I hope these inconveniences that we are experiencing will um, end soon. My gosh, and I hope they focus some businesses in the south as well, because most of the companies are just concentrated in the greater Manila area. Not very fair for those who live in the province. Actually, there's a because I work in a call center. There's a call center like very near our place, but the offer is really small. You're just a few hours away from Manila, and then all of a sudden the salary is provincial rate. So I'd rather travel for long hours and be paid well than sacrifice that provincial rate. Okay, I'm not sure if you're still hearing me, but I think it's time to wrap up. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm sorry I had to cut the insights short because it doesn't really look good. Everything's going down. And it's just a matter of me measuring how deep it could take. So, for those people, so my key message for tonight is Marco J. You just mentioned the number one thing I would normally do in all of my trips. Sarap din matulog habang sa biyahe. Actually, I appreciate long travels. I've been doing this for more than 10 years, and I'm so used to it. And I like the, me time. All my travels are my me time. I get to think about ideas. I get to read and watch. It's just my time. So I sometimes use it in a productive way. Anyway, let me read your messages. Sarap din matulog naman sa biyahe. Thanks. Yes, progress will come hopefully sooner than later. Good morning. Good more night. There, Miss Pretty. Thanks. Good luck sa trades, everyone. Yep. Don't ever quit, you guys. This is just a stage. And know your alternatives. And what I just shared to you tonight could be an alternative that you can probably consider if you want to still trade at a very in a very, let's say, controlled, not controlled, but yeah, because technically you can trade with as low as $1. That means you can manage your risk. If you can manage your risk in stocks, in forex, because there's stop loss, you can manage your leverage and all that. Here, you can also manage that. Let us say if you're only willing to risk $10 or $20 for today, that's the amount you will trade. And if it gets wiped out, exit. Don't even haggle. Okay, so practice that. Eventually you will see how this platform behaves, and then you can also be profitable. I'm telling you guys, in my trades before, there were several occasions, but what's the good thing about that was I was very strict. I only trade $10, like $10 worth. If that amount gets wiped out, done for the day. Naalala ko, bumaba ako sa Mir Road bandang, ayun, thanks, good luck sa Trace, everyone. Kaso pag nasisira ka, mahirap naalala ka. Yes, definitely. That's why you have to go to the toilet before traveling. That's SOP. Need practice shorting skills. Yes. Good thing with the US market or international market, they're shorting. So you can still be profitable even if the market is down. So that's a good thing. But PSEI, we're so slow. We're not in that level yet. No shorting. But there was a news back in 2018 that they said that shorting will become available, but there was really no final decision on that yet. Like there wasn't no timeline in that area. So for now, thank you guys. You take care. Okay, and please continue to support our channel. There are times that I don't go live, but I definitely record videos for you so that we have something new, something to study together. Okay. In the meantime, thank you and good night. Bye bye for now.